You're watching Tech Talk in affiliation with Tech for Techs. We're a community that supports independent trade with the help of vendors and distributors. We're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. London time, and we'll be streaming to Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google, TuneIn, and many more. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, and your host, Philip Griffiths.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Tech for Tech Tech Talk. This is a IT podcast or show where we help your IT business grow. So first of all, before we get into it, let us know if you can hear us and see us, so we just know that we're not talking to ourselves and looking like idiots and just doing nothing all night. Right, okay, so today I'm joined by Chris and Lee. So Chris, if you just want to introduce yourself, let us know who you are, what you do, and then we'll go on to Lee, and then we'll start off with your presentation and QA.
Sure. Evening, everyone. My name is Chris. I work for Pro Gamers Group and primarily handle influencer marketing in the UK and a few of the other English-speaking languages.
Okay, that's a good start. And Lee, let us know who you are and where you're from.
My name's Lee Williamson. I'm from the Midlands, Stoke-on-Trent. I work for Caseking and I'm their account manager, senior account manager.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So, right, so as we can see, we have got people, and apparently they can hear us as well, so that's good. So, evening Kevin, evening Richard as well. Hello, Cormac from Ireland. I think we know you're from Ireland by now, Cormac. You say it every week. Richard Creedy as well. You can hear and see us. And we've also got Peter from Scan Station in sunny Bognor Regis as well. So again, guys, if you can hear and see us... Start again. If you can hear and see us, make sure you comment and we'll give you a shout out as well. So we're going to go on to Chris now and actually go through, obviously, his presentation. He's going to tell us a bit about the actual products and everything like that, and then go from there. So, Chris.
Sure. Let me just share my screen with you guys. I'll quickly run through the presentation we've got here, and then any questions we'll sort of take on afterwards, just as my multitasking ability is not the best all of the time, especially not in the evening.
No, that's good. Oh, just one thing. I'm just going to turn the chat off, guys. You can still comment. I'll come back to them in a few minutes, just so you can actually see, obviously, the presentation on the full screen. Sure. There you go. Sorry, Chris.
No worries at all. So yeah, I just want to do a quick introduction and give you a quick overview of one of our brands. Streamplify was founded in 2021 with the aim to simplify the streaming process and help amplify content creators, hence the name Streamplify. Getting started in the live streaming space can be a very daunting and often complicated process. We wanted to help remove some of those boundaries and kind of inspire individuals to share their passion and interest online in a way that was easy and really accessible. With that in mind, we launched with plug and play products, reliable, budget friendly, and my first little mistake there being at the end of my presentation. We launched with some budget friendly equipment, webcams, ring lights, green screens, and more. Streamplify gives new and aspiring streamers a way to get their feet off the ground without investing, a small fortune. Over the next couple of slides, I'll just run through each of the products individually and share with you a fraction of the response we got from existing content creators online. The Streamplify mic features a 1080p 60 fps full glass lens with smart focus, light enhancement, 90-degree wide-angle view, and 360 swivel. It also comes with an anti-spy sliding webcam cover. What's quite interesting about this is when you slide the cylinder across the camera and the mic, instead of just covering it up, it completely disconnects it on a hardware level. So, we're all worried about our privacy and stuff. If anyone does try to get in and have a peek at what you're doing in the evenings, whatever, they physically won't be able to do that. We see this as, I guess, our main competitor, or what we're going up against, being the C920. We probably have all got C920s or have used them. I've got a few behind me. There's just been that staple go-to webcam for the longest time. We come in a little bit cheaper than those guys, even when they are, being discounted on various big sites. And I feel very confident that we are, with the quality that we're producing, definitely a C920 killer. Going on to the Streamplify mic, it's an RGB microphone with fully adjustable mounting arm. It features a standard cardio pickup pattern, tap to mute function, and 2 audio playback modes. It also comes in a tripod version, so that you can use on your desk for sort of podcasts or maybe something that you're not necessarily doing at a computer. This kind of goes up against the Razer Siren X, the Ava Media AM310, and the Trust 2244 Buzz. We come in with a few extras compared to those guys. But the quality of our mic is something that we're really proud of. When we were doing it with having influencers use it and stuff, a few of them had different mics, be it sort of the kind of the professional kind of mic or the Elgato Wave, and a few of their chat were questioning whether they had actually swapped the mic over. So what we've been able to achieve in quite a small package has been great. Moving on to the Streamplify lights, we do a 10 and 14 inch versions. Both feature color temperature control, 10 brightness levels. They come with a smartphone and camera mounts. The 14 has a tactile front control panel and also an IR remote. The smaller 10 has a little desktop tripod and provides an inline remote for controlling it and can be powered off a USB port. In this kind of area, you're looking at the newers that are kind of got competing products with us. Again, we kind of come in cheaper. We provide the color temperature modes that they don't have and the ability to control what you're getting out of the light a little better. Whereas, there's kind of only those levels, or you're going up the Elgato kind of standard, which is very expensive. It's got some beautiful software with it, which is probably where you're paying the money for. But for most people starting off, that's kind of, it's out of reach, really. The screen lift is a 5.1 by 2 meter green screen with hydraulic lift, portable design, and something that is kind of, it sounds silly when I say it, but it's kind of crazy, but it actually has locking foot wheels, allowing people to move the green screen around. None of the other green screens like this, the newer one or Elgato one, don't have it. It's sad that we will probably lose all those Twitch fail videos of streamers knocking over green screens and stuff. Now they'll be able to move it around. With competition, I mean, it's a green screen at the end of the day. It's a fabric on a hydraulic lift, so there's not much difference between them apart from those locking wheels. We do come in a little bit bigger, by most other ones are about 1.8, 1.9. We're up at 2 meters, so bigger is always better. And finally, a new product we just released is the Hub Control 7. It's a USB hub with 6 USB ports on it. I know what you're thinking. I just said Hub Control 7, and anyone that can count can see that there's 7 ports on there. Not crazy. 6 ports, USB ports, and 1 is a dedicated power charging port on there. It also comes with a variety of different acrylic icons that can be slotted into the different ports above, just to give you a visual reference of what you've got plugged in there. And they can also be powered on and off individually from the front. Or the product packaging, we decided to stay away from the kind of pro-consumer dark kind of colors and just make it a bit more creative, a bit more fun. So we've gone with sort of bright, bold colors. The color schemes are going to stay the same between the categories. So green's always going to represent audio, blue's always going to be visual, orange is always going to be lighting, etc., etc. These packages can also be bundled quite nicely together. So you can have a starter bundle that maybe is just the microphone and the cam. Then more of a kind of a pro bundle. Maybe it's the microphone, light, cam, and green screen. So there's a lot of variation you can do just to sort of bundle these together for different purposes. Multi-cam streaming is something that we've seen a lot of interest with these cheap cams, people setting them up for their front cam or behind them just to give them different angles. Unlike the C920 in some cases as well, our cam will also happily live having 3 or 4 of them running without sort of running into issues on that. The feedback we got from influencers actually it's been great. I think the key thing that came back from all of this is that a lot of these guys use a lot of high-end equipment, and people always come into their chats and like, I want to start streaming, what should I pick? And they're recommending products that are just, way out of, well, maybe not way out of people's budget ranges, but, if they don't like streaming or don't get on with it, they've spent a load of money and they've wasted a bit. So the feedback on that has been like, cool, we've played with these products, they're reliable, they do what you say. I feel confident kind of recommending them. As I sort of mentioned, we're kind of looking at trying to position the cam as being like a C920 killer. On the right-hand side, you can probably see there's a couple of people who are putting them up against the Logitech Brio, and then one, maybe Cruel or Kind, I'm not quite sure. She decided to put us against a C920, which obviously we kicked his ass, and then sort of, £500-600 DSLR, which I will say we held our own, and I will stick with that. Tech media, the sort of tech media influencers as well. Again, similar kind of feedback. These guys get all the fancy toys. They just have the best of the best, and that's what they like playing around with. But again, people come to them and like, how can I start streaming? How can I start making videos? What, these products that you guys have they're sort of far too expensive to get in there. So yeah, PC Centric and Tech Team GB, 2 guys really, took a liking and fondness to these products and gave really good reviews on them. I believe those links should be accessible to you guys as well, if not already after. So yeah, really great start from that. And we will be expanding on the product lineup as well. But that's sort of just the few slides I wanted to kind of go over with you guys. So I'll drop back to the full camera view for us.
Nice one. Let me put those links in chat again, anyone who can't get them. So let me just put them on there. So you should be all able to click on those. So those, obviously click on those after the show, because I don't want you going away from this one, but you'll be able to see reviews, what have been done. I've looked at a few of them. They do look pretty impressive, to be honest with you. Before we go any further, though, we're going to do a question and answer in a few seconds. We do have a competition, or a type of competition. I presume it's sort of through yourself, Lee. So do you want to tell us about the competition and exactly what people can get and how they can get it?
Okay, so the competition will be a chance to win the entry-level starter bundle, which is the microphone, the camera, and the Light 10. Now, to get a chance of winning it, you just need to set up an account with Caseking by going to caseking.co.uk, going to the contact section, and completing a trade application form and sending that over. If you've already got an account with us, not a problem, just email in and we'll also put your name in the hat as well. We'd probably say till the end of May to give you a chance to get the application form completed.
So if you are watching this on a replay or whatever, you've got till the end of May. And I'm just going to put the Caseking website in the chat as well. And I'll stick it up on the screen for anyone who can't see the chat. So there you go. So that's pretty good. So you guys are probably who are watching are going, oh, why do we need streaming stuff? Well, you've got 2 options. You can use it yourself to promote the goods and services you do. You can do basically tutorials on your own website or on YouTube and share them on social media. or mainly you can sell them to a lot of the influencers or wannabe influencers, streamers out there, or even people who are wanting to run home gyms and stuff, which have seemed to have popped up over the last few years. Ideal to look into. There's a lot of people out there who are wanting streaming equipment which have never been interested in the last few years. Obviously, this is aimed more for the probably the gaming side of things, but obviously there's lots of opportunities you can basically go down and routes you could go down on this. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to send them in. Put them on the chat. I'll turn the chat back on the side, and we'll go through them one by one. I do have some questions that came in before the show, which we'll go through. So obviously, if you want to know how to set up Caseking, who Caseking is, you may not know who Caseking is. So any questions about that? Do you need to be VAT registered? Do you need to be this, that, and the other? Feel free to ask. So first of all, considering we're on the subject, Lee, who is Caseking?
Okay, so Caseking has actually now been established for nearly 10 years in the UK market and is a distributor for over probably about 15 different brands. And from that, we've actually got about 6 brands which are actually our own brands, such as Streamplify, Colink. We also have Nitro Concepts, Thunder X3. They are all part of our portfolio, which we've actually designed ourselves, all those brands. And also on the top of that, you've got Lian Lee, Fantex, Silverstone, Glorious. Actually, another brand which makes us design ourselves is Endgame Gear, to list but a few. So we have got a lot of brands which we can supply to yourselves, which are advertised on at e-tail stores already. We've been in the market for 10 years, so we're already in place with the likes of, obviously, Overclockers, which is the retail arm of our business, and also other big e-tailers in the UK market. But you should be able to buy the products off us and be able to make reasonably 10 to 15% margin by selling our products as well, competing against the other e-tailers. So if somebody comes into your shop and wants to buy a case off you, a Lian Lee case, you should be able to send me an order over and be able to make between 10 and 15% margin. And we can even drop ship for you as well, plain wrap. So you can sell it to your customer and we just ship it direct. We can provide you price feeds, which can also be implemented into your website as well.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Richard's saying in the chat, not heard anything about Caseking for a few years, knew they existed. I'd seen them at some of the trade shows in the past. Talking about trade shows, they will actually be at TechMax as well. So if you're attending TechMax, any of you guys in the audience, they will be there as well. So on the 24th of June. So if you haven't signed up, make sure you sign up for that. Obviously, you've heard the spill over the weeks and the months and so forth. If you do want to attend and come to TechMax, just go to techmax.co.uk. Or should I get the web address right? It'd be a good start. So it's techmax2022.co.uk, or go to the Tech for Tech's website and just click on TechMax at the top corner, basically, and you'll see it there. It's all over the place. So if you do want to attend, make sure you do. We've got less than around about 75 tickets. I haven't checked in the last couple of days, but I know they're going down pretty quick. Right. Okay. So let's go over to some of the questions we've got then. The next one, again, is for Caseking. It is, can I buy Caseking products online?
Okay, so currently we don't have a Caseking website. How you would have to go about it, all the products are actually on the Overclockers website. So you can create a basket on the Overclockers website with all of the products in, and you can actually download that, email it over to me or Keith or Rob, who are the Caseking distribution team, and we then import it and send you back a pro forma with your trade price discount applied. Can't tell you what set percentage it is because it all depends on the product. But if it's any of our core brands, our distribution brands, then you will be buying the product cheaper.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So, by the sounds of it then, is Overclockers and Caseking the same company?
Yes, Overclockers is the retail arm of our business. Yeah.
Right. So basically, if someone was to come into, let's just say, our store and they had a quote of a new bunch of products from, let's say, overclockers, we could actually reach out to you guys and see if we could get the items for a better price.
You could buy the products off me and sell them to the customer and make an average between 10 and 15% margin.
That sounds pretty good then. Not to lose you any business from that customer that way, but it's one way of doing it.
It's one way of it's but more reach, isn't it? More traffic, effectively, if we can offer it to our customers as well.
That's it. Next one again is: do you need to be VAT registered or have any specific needs or whatever to become a Case King?
It is preferred. It is preferred if you're VAT registered. Okay, if you've just bought a shop, you've just setting a shop up, and it's early days, then we've not got a problem at all there with setting up a trade account. But ideally, we don't want to be obviously giving people who are just working from the bedroom an account and they've got no intentions and then just selling the products onto eBay. We want to be dealing with the shops, etc. So ideally VAT registered, but it all depends how long as I say, if you just set it up.
So there you go. So if you can prove you got a store or whatever, that helps.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So next one, or should we say chat? Where is the chat? Come on, guys. Send some more questions in. You're a bit quiet tonight, to be honest with you. The quietest I've seen in a long time. So if you've got any questions about Case King or you got any questions about Streamplify, and I've said it wrong. But if you've got any questions, send them over. I wondered how long it'd take me to do that. So, right, next question I've got is: does Streamplify have any point of sales material? So, like posters or banners or digital artwork.
Do you want me to go for this, Chris?
I think he's muted.
Oh, you're muted.
I was indeed.
You did that thing we've all been saying for the last 2 years. I think you're muted.
Yep. I was going to chime in, but I believe at the moment there is nothing, but it should be something that is coming. Is that correctly?
Yeah, we've got some leaflets and that which we can send to the shops to put on the store, but we will be getting some posters and that put together for the shop windows, etc. Nothing dedicated, but it'll be something definitely we'll be looking at.
That sounds pretty good. Will you be potentially bringing some of that to TechMax with you to share around?
Possibly. It all depends how quick I can get it made.
Putting you on the spot there, aren't I?
Yeah.
So yeah, the viewers do normally like the point of sales materials for the stores. That's for sure. Right. Next question is: what's the warranty like? So how long is the warranty, and what happens if something does go wrong? Does the product have to come back to the reseller, and the reseller has to send it to Case King, or does the customer send it directly back to yourselves, for example? How does it work?
Well, it's a 2-year warranty, and it would come back to ourselves via whoever has sold the product. So if it's a retail shop, take it back into the shop, and then it is returned back to ourselves.
Right, okay. So that's pretty good.
As it stands. I've not been informed that Streamplify are going to do a direct warranty, but that could change in time.
Well, what I can tell you is I do know for a fact that generally most resellers do prefer to send it back to the distributor. It saves having to mess about with sending it to multiple different places. So yeah. So that would be an advantage if that is the case.
Yeah, it is as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. Come on, chat. I can't believe how quiet you are tonight. At least tell us something. Ask Lee some questions. Ask him what he's got on his table. It's all nicely set out. If you want to ask Chris some tips about streaming or anything, then obviously ask away. Right, so we do have a question from Richard as well. I think he's the only one watching tonight. Is: can you supply spare parts, or do you have to return the whole item?
If we've got the spare parts, yes, we can. Say, for example, if you purchase a chair off us and the arm gets damaged in a period of time, then we have got spare arms we can send either to yourself or direct to the end user. So if a customer end user contacts you, this has gone faulty, and if we've got the spare parts, we will work with you.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So that answers that question. Now, again, about the prize. If you want to run us through this prize again, is how do people get the prize and what prize is it?
So the prize is the entry-level starter bundle, which is the microphone, light, and camera. And to qualify, you just need to set up a trade account, basically. Get an application form in, set up a trade account. And with the trade account, we can also offer 30-day terms as well, just so you know. And we have been established for over 10 years now. So, well, nearly 10 years. November 2012 we started. So we have already got a decent customer base anyway.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Right, another question is coming in from Cormac. Is interesting. I'll upgrade my site and sell online in July. I like the idea of this gear. So,
okay,
I'm not sure.
Is he located? Ireland.
He's in Ireland. So a bit of a distance. Does Caseking ship to Ireland? That's a good question for you.
Yes, we do. We do ship to Ireland. Whereabouts in Ireland is he?
Right on the tip, Crosshaven, so sort of really far south.
Yeah, I think I'll double check. I will double check. But with reference to his website, we can actually provide a feed which can go into his website, which will have his cost price and stock levels updated hourly. And
okay,
and potentially it could be also shipped direct to end user for him as well.
Well, there you go, Cormac. So if you want a web store, there's something to think about there. So that sounds pretty good. So yeah, Cormac will be coming to the show as well. So no doubt he'll be speaking.
Oh, we could have a chat at the show. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
in a couple of months. So that's pretty good. Other question what came in was what are the reseller margins like? I know you've touched on that already. Do we have to compete with the likes of Amazon and other marketplaces where they sell a lot of products cheaper than we can actually buy them?
Okay, so the distribution brands, we do not supply to Amazon directly. So overclockers do sell them on Amazon, but that is with all of the fees on top of whatever the SRP price is. There is other customers, obviously, who we deal with who do sell onto Amazon, but usually you should be able to buy the products off me cheaper. Usually, unless there's offers on, unless there's a product which we've got a lot of stock of, and on the odd occasion that might happen, but not the majority of the time.
Okay. Let's have a look. So next is, can I use these products for a podcast? Well, I know the answer to that, but I'll let Chris answer that one. I think he's probably the best expert for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't have to be just streaming. It can be, podcasts. TikTok, the ring lights have seen good success on TikTok. Huge thing going on there at the moment. Instagram, YouTube, anything where you can take advantage of a mic, light, and camera, really.
So I'm going to say a lot of people probably don't think too much about the lighting when they're doing live shows and stuff like that. It's probably one of the biggest things. I'm going to say I've got 2 lights in here. You probably can't see them. If I put my hands over them, you probably can, and turn the lights off whenever I can find my button. You can see there is actually differences when you haven't got your lighting on and so forth. So it's always a good thing to look into. So actually having the stand and being able to put a mobile phone on it, if you're going to do it that way, or a camera, that's definitely an advantage. I think he's going to be a little bit one-sided there with his answer, Cormac, but Cormac's asking, what's the best mic for a podcast?
Streamplify mic.
I won't say that either. But
if you're starting out at the beginning, then I will be biased in this, but you don't want to spend lots, and the Streamplify mic does provide good quality for that sort of early entry, because it's got that cardioid pattern as well. It's just going to pick up your voice. You get 2 of them. You can have someone else the other side of you, 3, 4, etc. And you just pick up everyone individually, and it'd be nice, clean, crisp audio.
I think one of the issues, because Cormac's been on the show a few times before, it gets a bit of echo in his room, you see. So it tends to... I've told him in the past, and this goes for anyone who's listening, generally, if you're having a microphone like that, I generally find the closer you got it basically to your mouth, the better. As you can see with Chris, he's got his pretty close to him. Mine's just here where my name tag is. So the closer you've got it, generally the better. If you've got it the other side of the room or on a laptop or even potentially built into a webcam or whatever, you're generally a lot further away and you can pick up more of an echo from the actual sound. So something to think about. So it's not always what's the best, it's sometimes what's the best positioning for it as well. So obviously they do the ones, obviously I can see on Lee's screen there's one what stands on your desk, but I know as well you do one on like a boom arm as well, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously whichever's fits your needs the best, but try and get it as close to you as possible is usually, well, without eating it, okay? Basically, you want to as close to you as possible. So
something Streamplify is doing just off the back of that, we have a kind of a separate help support kind of platform called Layerize. Now it's not sort of in its full bloom at the moment, but that does have creators on there saying how they've set up stuff, how they've used stuff, how to get the right lighting, how to chroma key out a green screen, which is, it's great to share with customers, but also for your own knowledge in case customers do ask, how to use something, because it's quite easy to set a green screen badly, key it out wrong, and it's probably a bad example, but you'd hope no one will come back and be like, this green screen's broken, it won't go invisible, but there's that information out there, and because we are aiming at new streamers or people who might not be fully kind of up on all the technical side of it, just give them that helping hand to go along with the products, not just to leave them out in the cold. Actually, on the boxes themselves, there are QR codes that will take you, I don't know if it's directly to that site yet or to the Streamplify site, where you can then go onto this platform that's got these kind of tutorials and helpful hints and bits and pieces to it.
That's always good for a beginner, because it can get quite complicated if you're just setting up, especially green screens. All you need is a light in the wrong position. It puts more light on one side of the green screen than the other, and then it looks all over the place and looks like you're pretty distorted, or there's bits of colours in places where there shouldn't be and stuff like that. So yeah, so
remembering to check your deck before you start streaming and unmute your mic, as well as I demonstrated perfectly earlier as well. So all that kind of stuff.
That's it. And another thing, what's ideal is to actually get the name of the product right, what you're actually talking about as well.
It's like a rite of passage to get it wrong the first time as well. So you've got it, you'll get it right every other time. Promise you.
Yeah, and you've said that now. I'll get it wrong every single time, but yeah. So another tool what I use actually, and I do find it helps streamers. So if anyone is interested in that, is if you've got the NVIDIA, if you've got an NVIDIA GeForce, I think it's 2060 or above, or a 30 series, is their built-in or their software you can download called NVIDIA Broadcast. I tend to use it. It does allow you to do lots of things. Like, for example, I can blur my background like that, for example. Click a button, you can change the strength. You can do auto frame. You can do zoom in, for example. That's too close to me. And so forth. So you can just, and it even follows you when you're moving around and stuff like that. So if you're wanting to pick up the pace a little bit, software like that can help. And even it has a microphone option of getting rid of noise or background noise, so noise removal as well. Does the software what comes with these products actually have any software associated with them, or is it quite minimal and easy to use?
It's all plug and play, so there's no software that comes with any of this. You just plug it into whatever platform you're using. So yeah, OBS is probably the most common one, XSplit, and there's a few others out there. Later on down the line, we may provide something again to sort of complement them, but the core, I guess the core thought behind them all is to keep it simple, keep it easy to use. Yeah,
you don't want to put people off before they actually start, do you? So that's one of the biggest things people have issues with, is actually starting doing streaming and stuff like that. So right, okay, so next question, I think we've sort of just answered with that one actually, was, are these products aimed at starters or professionals?
Starters, yeah. But also people who might already be in the space but not have everything. I think if you go anywhere and look up how do I start streaming, most people will kind of say, make sure you get a good mic first of all, because a lot of people just listen to streams. They don't necessarily always watch them. And if you've got a bad mic, you can definitely drive away viewers and drive them nuts. On the professional side, a ring light, a good ring light that you can control is helpful. We've had a few sort of body painter streamers and cosplayers who have used the ring lights to great effect for the kind of stuff that they do, especially with the phone mounting and everything like that. They can get that perfectly in line and get the halo effect in their eyes of the ring light shining at them. So it's not going to compete with the sort of the DSLR kind of range of stuff or broadcast kind of mics, but it's not really aimed to sort of be for those guys. It's sort of just to get your foot in the door, see if you like it, take the stress off it with some reliable kit that's not got complicated software behind it, and hopefully set you on the right path to going somewhere with it.
That's it. That sounds pretty good, to be honest with you. It looks like Cormac's been convinced from what he's saying. He says he's going to sign up. So, yeah, Cormac, sign up with Caseking if you haven't already. You might just get all the camera stuff you need, all for free if you win the competition. Then you won't have to borrow. Well, you can sell it to your customers and stuff, but obviously you can set up web stores and stuff like that and so forth as well if needs be with their help. Also, Stephen Bradshaw's saying, Lee, hello, mate. Remember you from the good old More X Plus days?
Yeah, I remember Steve. Yes, I'm trying to remember which company now. It was about 20 years ago when I first got into IT distribution. But I've got a thing I remember is, Steve, what's your company name again? Put it on the chat and I'll be in touch. I'm quite sure we spoke a couple of years ago, actually. But I'll be in touch. I'm sure there's some business we can do, and if you're still building the systems, etc. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. I'm not sure if it's the same company name, so I won't shout out what it is live on chat unless you want to. So you wanting the link to join Caseking, I'm guessing Cormac. So let me just put that in chat again for you. I'll put it on the screen as well. There you go. Straightforward. Okay, caseking.co.uk.
And just go to the Contact Us page, and there's a Word doc on there to download. It's all going to be updated in the next few weeks. The website is, so it is a bit out of date. But if you go to the Contact Us, as I say, there's a Word doc to download and complete, and just email it over to us at sales@caseking.co.uk.
There we go. Right, and we've got Daniel saying, I think I'll be buying a lot of kit from you guys for my channel. So there we go. So it looks like Daniel does a bit of streaming and stuff. So that should be good. And we've got Daniel as well saying hi, guys, from sunny Cumbria as well. So it's a little cold down here. I don't know about you guys where you actually are at the moment, but it seems a little bit chilly up here in sunny old Chesterfield. What's the weather like where you are, Lee?
Yeah, it is a bit fresh today. It's been okay the last couple of days. Been warm, nice, but yeah, it is a bit today. Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Chris?
So I embrace the streaming lifestyle fully. I can probably touch the sides of my office, and my window looks out of the wall. So it's kind of cold, I guess you'd say, and don't see much really. So
in other words, you've not been outside today.
No, not at all. Outside's scary, man. It's a scary place. I go out.
There we go. Well, Daniel's saying it's sitting at 18 degrees Celsius. Oh God, you can take the one off around here and pretty much and knock it down another 2 degrees. I think of what it's around here at the moment. But there we go. Right, guys, if you do have any more questions, send them in. Obviously, you guys have been a little bit quiet tonight, so obviously I know the presentation pretty much answered all the questions about what the products are and stuff. So, but if you do have any questions, send them over. Also, there's a competition on tonight, so if you sign up at caseking.co.uk, go to the contact page, there's a chance you could win one of their streaming bundles, I think you're calling it, which includes the microphone, includes a camera as well, or webcam, should we say, and a LED light as well. So that's pretty much everything you need to get yourself started, to be honest with you, and you'll look better than 90% of the content being put out on Facebook and YouTube and stuff straight away, just with that kit. So I would recommend signing up for Caseking. How much was the bundle?
So
I
the
might be wrong, I
starter
think-
bundle
Yeah.
will cost you. Where did I put that? Typical. Oh, here we are. So the starter bundle will cost you £93, excluding that.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. So that's 93 excluding VAT. Too obviously that's their price if they were to buy it from Case
That's
King.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what's the recommended retail price on that?
£108.29. So for that
Plus VAT.
bundle, yeah, plus the VAT, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so there's a few quid on there you can make. Obviously, you can make more money from it. Do what we do. We sell stuff as a service. So that would include going around someone's house and setting it up for them and showing them how it works. There's a lot of people who may not know how, even though these things are plug and play and they should be straightforward, they might like a few tips about positioning, maybe software to use, tell them how to use OBS or to use a program like we use called Restream. There's a few others out there as well, which might be pretty good for them. So try and sell it as a service, and then you'll earn yourself even more money, and then the customer potential will come back to you for more stuff in the future. Right. Cormac saying he's having an issue downloading the customer account application form.
Typical.
Yeah, typical. So you probably get no one applying for accounts tonight.
Okay, so it's actually on the Overclockers website as well. So if you go to overclockers.co.uk, and let me just find it. It is in contacts. Business and commercial customers.
Yeah.
And it says a section on there, open a business account, but wait there, let me make sure it's a correct form. Download customer account application form. Let me have a look at that. Oh, that's
I've just downloaded that and it worked.
Oh, okay.
So
be sure on, yeah.
It might be an Irish thing, Cormac. Okay, you've got to put a few more potatoes in your computer for it to work. Okay.
But if you email sales@caseking.co.uk, we can send the application form over.
So
to you
what I'll
anyway.
do as well, let me just share my screen so people can actually see it. We're in the Chrome tab, Case King, share. So let me just enlarge that as well. Here we go. So you've got all the contact details for Case King on there. Let me zoom in. Here we go. So if anyone wants to sign up, you want to give them a call, anything like that, you've got email address on there, which is sales@caseking.co.uk as well. And you've got that customer account form, which did work for me. May just be an Irish thing, as we said, what Cormac's having. So it wouldn't surprise me. But there we go. So let me just put chat back on. Here we go. So there you go. So that does seem to be working there. So, right. Okay. Apparently, Richard Creed is saying malware bites is blocking the form. Obviously, it's probably been a little bit too with probably embedded stuff, what might be in the actual document or something like that. So probably best thing to do is just email them, and I'm pretty sure they'll send you a link or ask you.
We'll just email the application form over to them anyway. I'll make a note of that malware bite, so just in case when we, as I say, we are getting it all updated. So the next couple of weeks it'll probably look completely different.
So a few people are saying that. Let me just copy and paste the email address into chat and put it on the screen for anyone who didn't see that. So if you're having issues with the form, click on that link or type that in your email and send them an email. Just say you wanting to set up an account, and they'll put you in for obviously the competition as well and get you all set up when you fill the form in. So that's pretty good. So it could be security thing blocking it. I know I've opened it and it's opened up in a protected view. You just have to enable editing, so it might just be a security program or something like that, or maybe even your web browser you're using, depending on what you're using. Right, okay, let me just quickly go through and check. Having issues down there. Yeah, so we've got Daniel asking, is there any way that will be able to speak about the kit using my channel and helping others that watch the video with a link, etc.? And the same goes for Streamplify.
I think that's one for you, Chris. Influencer potential, maybe.
Yeah. So what I'd say, we're currently with the Streamplify stuff, we are doing it in ways, and we've just done one. However, what I'd suggest doing is if you go to the Overclockers website, and then under the gaming tab, I think it's the third tab along, there's a streaming tab, and then there's an affiliate program link there. If you fill your details in there, then that will sort of go through to overclockers and how we sort of handle or how they handle influencers there. I would say there's probably going to be a bit of a delay in someone getting back to you, as we are changing that affiliate system next week, I believe. So there may be a little bit of a delay there, but that can give you sort of an inroad there, just to have a chat, drop off your channel. At least we can kind of see what you've got there, and if it fits what we're looking for to help promote it.
Yeah, that's pretty good then. So again, guys, just email him if you're having issues with the form. Cormac just says it opens up in Edge and doesn't in Chrome. It works on my Chrome, so it may just be a security or add-on what you've got in your browser, what's blocking it for whatever reason, for security reasons. Might be best if they changed it over to maybe something for you guys to do is change it to a PDF or something like that, which generally don't get blocked or something. So that's usually something to look at going forward. Right, another question, unless there's anyone else got any questions what they want to send in, this is the last question I have got. So the question is, if I was to start streaming, what device would you recommend getting first, the camera or the microphone? Well, that's an interesting question, because I suppose it depends on what you're wanting to do. But
yeah, I think I briefly touched on this earlier, but I'd say definitely microphone. As I mentioned, that a lot of people who watch streams don't necessarily always watch them; they listen to them. So they might have them on at work, or they're doing other stuff, playing games. So it's more important, in my opinion, to have a good sounding mic than it is to have a high quality kind of camera. And it's one of these things you can build on it, because a mic will serve you great on its own, but once you've got a camera, you then need to start worrying about lighting, the background that's going on, if you want to green screen it out. So start with the mic and then build from there.
Yeah, I actually agree with Chris there. Okay, he's the expert on there, but we found on our videos and everything we do that sound's the most important thing, to be honest with you. Obviously, you can get away with mobile phone footage or whatever for your camera and so forth, but if the audio is rubbish, people can't understand you. They're just going to tune out, just like they do when Cormac's on and he's speaking his Irish accent. No one understands a word he says, so they just tune out straight away. Don't worry about it. We've got a good friendship with him. He's all right.
That's a good way of looking, actually. We've probably all been on enough Zoom calls and stuff over the last couple of years that when that guy comes on with that mic and his webcam or something like that, you kind of, you cringe and wish you could turn your headset down even more.
Yeah, I've come across quite a few people as well where they've got microphone and you can hear them literally breathing into the microphone, and you just get the static every time they breathe and so forth. So yeah, audio is definitely one of the things I would suggest investing in first. Obviously, as long as you have got a camera to begin with, obviously. But there we go. So guys, unless you've got any more questions, we're going to probably finish it off here in a few seconds. I'm going to let Chris and Lee do a last few minutes promotion talk and say what they want to say and any last bits. So I'm going to start off with you first, Lee. So we're going to do it in reverse order this time. Just tell us a bit about Caseking, any last thoughts, ideas, why people should sign up for Caseking rather than just, obviously, for these microphones and lights and stuff.
Well, Caseking, as I said, have been established now for 10 years, nearly 10 years, and we've got a lot of reputable brands, very popular brands in the channel, which you can save some money on. Your customers are buying them. They could be buying them from you. And if you get an account set up with us, then we can now be here to make that profit as well. And supply good quality kit as well.
Okay, so that's pretty good. And what about yourself, Chris?
How to sort of wrap things up. I guess it's, streaming is becoming bigger and bigger, and more people want to do it. And it needs to be, people want an easy way to get into it. Like we had sort of the boom of people buying webcams and mics when we first got into lockdown. We're soon probably going to see that same boom with TikTok when their live service kind of, I know you can already do some stuff on it now, but, they're going to be giving that a real push soon. And TikTok, I think it was, don't quote me on this exactly, but I believe it was sort of more visited than Google at one point. It's growing massively. So all this type of equipment, especially the ring lights and the cams, they're going to be, people are going to be wanting these to get onto these new trends that are appearing. And this is a great start with these products that just plug them in and away you go.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So my last thoughts is obviously this is an extra revenue stream if you have got a retail store and you aren't pushing anything to streamers. Obviously, a lot of people now who are playing games and stuff are actually broadcasting it out there. So it'd be ideal time to start trying to sell streaming equipment. And obviously, this sort of brand is ideal because it's sort of ideal for starters. It's just plug and play. You don't have to be an expert to set it up and so forth. Obviously, with anything, it's always best to look a few things up and how to place things. But in general, it's just plug in and away you go, and you don't have to mess about with it. So don't forget, if you haven't already, sign up for Caseking, go to their customer account application form, and if that's not working, try a different browser, and if that doesn't work, email them at sales@caseking. So email them at sales@caseking.co.uk. And if that doesn't work, worst case scenario, you still have issues, let me know.
Just have my phone number. You put my phone
Yeah.
number on.
Let me know, and I'll basically tell them to contact you. Basically, but fingers crossed, we should be able to get there. But I think you said that you're in the process of doing the website up at the moment, are you? So
I've made a few notes what needs updating on references.
Yeah.
So, the next couple of weeks, hopefully, it will be sorted.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. There's always those little teething issues. Right, guys. So just to let you know what we've got coming up in the next few weeks for live shows before we go. So next week we've got Aruba and Target on doing networking. The week after we've got WardWiz, which is a security/parental control software. We've got Microsoft on and VIP the week after. We've got PAX 8 on the week after. We've also got Utility Warehouse on the week after that. The week after that, we've got Replace Base. And the week after that, it's going to be TechMax pre-show. It's basically the week before we do TechMax. So as you can see, we're pretty much bulked up all the way till TechMax happens. So all shows are on Thursday night at 8 p.m. So make sure you tune in Thursday, 8 p.m. Otherwise, you can catch us on the podcasts or you can find us on YouTube and you can watch it again afterwards. But you probably won't need to do that because obviously you're listening already now. So, right, guys. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week. Just thank Chris for joining us and Lee as well. And hopefully we can do some more stuff with you guys in the future. So good night, everyone. And I'm just going to leave you with a short video before we go. Just showing off some of the Streamlify. I've done it again. You jinxed me.
Streamplify.
Yeah, Streamplify stuff. Right. Goodbye, everyone. Good night. And Chris and Lee, if you just stay on afterwards, and I'll have a quick word.